Hey guys, it's Cammie. As you can tell by the title of this video, I am finally going to discuss mental health. As I've started to open up more and more to you guys about my mental health journey and my struggles with PMDD, which if you don't know what that is, I'll explain a little bit later in the video, you guys have been highly requesting me to make a video on it or just discuss more the techniques and tools that I use to overcome these issues. So before I share my techniques, I just want to do a quick little disclaimer that I am by no means a professional. This is all completely just my experience and what I've gone through and what I've learned to have really helped me. Everyone's mental health is completely different and everyone's techniques to kind of deal with these things are totally different as well. If you are experiencing any type of mental health issues, you should absolutely go talk to a professional, see a doctor, and find out the best ways to help your specific case. I want to thank today's very special sponsor, Yogaya. Yogaya is an online platform where you can take yoga classes and meditation classes and mindfulness classes right from the comfort of your home or on the go, because you can utilize these on your phone or on your tablet or on your desktop, really basically anything with an internet connection. Yoga and meditation have been so huge for me in dealing with my mental health issues. There's been so many studies proving that they really can help with anxiety and depression, which is why I was so excited to partner up with Yogaya. I'm gonna discuss them and specifically yoga and meditation a little bit later on in the video. But if you wanna check out Yogaya, be sure to click the link in the description box below for 1 month free trial. And maybe we could all do the same class one day and then jump on a live chat and talk about it after or something. I don't know. If you think that would be fun, let me know in the comments below and maybe we'll do that. All right, little coffee break while we wait for the siren to pass. So before I can discuss how I deal with any problems I have with mental health, I need to explain the problems I do have. So the biggest battle I struggle with is PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And put a little bit more simply, it is a very extreme version of PMS. I have been very vocal about having terrible periods, whether it be the pain or just the annoyance of it. But the biggest part of it is the mental factor for me. Basically, about a week or 5 days before my period actually starts, I feel a huge shift in me emotionally and mentally. Now, luckily, I'm very aware of this shift now, and I have notes and use apps to track my period and know when it's coming, because being aware of what's causing these emotions and these thoughts makes it a lot easier to deal with it. But I spent many years just not realizing it. I guess I just thought there was no way a period could affect me mentally this intensely. So I just didn't link the two together, which now in hindsight, duh. For years, I just would be kind of miserable, and not really knowing why and not knowing how to handle it just kind of perpetuated that and made it so much worse. And it really affected my relationships, whether it was with my family or my significant other or my friends or just anyone around me, work. I didn't know what to do. And really my relationship with myself, because I get really down on myself in these days. So basically it kind of comes in this wave of feeling, I guess, worthless. I have no motivation to do anything, but I'm the type of person, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not working, if I'm not feeling productive, especially during weekdays, because I've set up a 9 to 5 schedule for myself and having weekends off. So if I feel like it's middle of a Tuesday and I'm not getting anything done, that sets off my anxiety really heavily. So these two, depression and anxiety pairings and how my body and mind react to them, do not go hand in hand at all and kind of are like this cocktail of disaster. So step 1 for me is recognizing what is causing that. And I know, again, this isn't going to pertain to everyone, but for example, if you know certain things set off your anxiety, whether it's a worry or whether it's having too much work or not enough work, or if it is related to certain other types of emotions, anxiety kind of comes out because of other causes oftentimes. If you can pinpoint this reason, you can then learn how to deal with what's causing it, and then that'll deal with the anxiety, if that makes sense. I then try to do tasks, but do things that aren't gonna take out a lot of energy for me or a lot of creative energy. I have no creative anything flowing in my body during this time. I have no desire to make a video or design something. It's bad. I can't do anything, but I can do kind of mundane tasks. I love doing repetitive things. I don't really know how to explain it, but I've had jobs before where I've had to like copy and paste and pull information from a bunch of different pages and put it into one page. And I just zone out. I love doing that stuff. So editing is wonderful for me. So I look at my calendar and know, all right, the week before my period is coming up. Let's try to record as many videos as possible while I'm feeling good and excited and creative. That way I have videos ready to edit for when those moments come, so I can lay in bed all day and just zone out completely and edit. I try to journal and write down what I'm feeling and remind myself why I'm feeling this way and what I'm gonna do tomorrow. So if I need to take a personal day and just kind of be alone, that's okay. But I just kind of write out my intentions, get those feelings out from inside of me so I'm not just constantly overthinking them. And then I'll also try to do small doses of hanging out with people because it makes me want to be really antisocial, but being alone makes it worse. It's such a battle, and I'm sure so many of you can relate to that, but it's like the things I want and the things I need are like two magnets pushing each other away, and it's bad and it's a lot and it's scary. But if you're aware of it and you can try to remain calm, you can kind of navigate it. Again, since a lot of my issues come with not getting anything done and being overwhelmed by that, I also like to make lists of what I have just achieved and what I've just accomplished to remind myself that it's okay to have an off day or an off couple days, because look at all this stuff you just did and look at all this stuff you're about to do, and it's fine. Take a breath. And as for taking a breath, like I mentioned before, yoga and meditation have been so good for me to kind of tap into my brain while also getting out of it at the same time. So I let a lot of just my thoughts and my feelings float around in here and don't pinpoint any of them, but I'm so aware that they're like flying around. So I'm like feeling the emotions of all these thoughts in here, but I'm not computing them enough to make them logical and make them make sense and make them seem a little less extreme. They just feel like this big gray mass that's just, gosh, it is so hard to explain. I can't articulate anything right now. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I mean, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you're lucky. Meditating and doing yoga, it gives me a chance to either focus or refocus these thoughts. So I can kind of say, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Why am I feeling it? Connecting my head to my heart in a way, I guess. And then once I get those thoughts sorted and organized, so I typically like to do the list and the writing down all the thoughts first. And then I get to go into meditation, focus on my breathing and focus on my physical body and where I am and being really present. Because I think, as you've probably gotten from me rambling, being present is a very big issue with my anxiety and depression during this time. It's all about, I should be doing this, but I need to do this, but I don't know, I don't feel like doing this, and I need to take a beat and focus on the here and the now and making myself feel good. So if I just take even 10 minutes in the morning or after I've had breakfast and a cup of coffee and gotten to journal a little bit and just sit there and follow the guided meditation. So back to Yogaya, they have online classes, but they're not just classes that are in a database. They also have live classes, which is such a game changer in my mind. For somebody who loves schedules and planning, I can say, okay, every Monday at 7 a.m. I am taking this class with this instructor, and then I'm there and I'm doing it. But then if I miss the live class for whatever reason, they then upload that to the database so I can then do it at my own time. Another amazing feature, which is you can turn on your webcam so the instructor can see you as well. No one else taking the class can see you, and this doesn't get stored anywhere, but now the instructor can give you critiques and advice on little movements. And with yoga, that is extremely important because a tiny little adjustment changes the whole move. If you're anything like me, doing something new for the first time in a class setting can be extremely intimidating. Even going to like a beginner's yoga class used to scare the living crap out of me. I don't know why, it's so silly. No one's judging you, especially at a yoga class. Everyone's just chill and happy and positive and wonderful, but I get in my head and freak out. So doing an online class is such a great alternative to me. But then if you're doing these moves and you're doing them wrong and you get stuck in all these bad habits, you are losing so much of the absolute amazing benefits of yoga. So by having the instructor able to see you and making those tiny adjustments, you can actually learn so much and then maybe go to a live class eventually and be with other people and feel confident and good. If you want to check out Yogaya, be sure to click the link in the description box below for 1 month free trial. Another amazing thing that has helped me get through these intense few days that I have is taking time for self-care. This really could mean anything. It's different for everyone. Self-care doesn't mean just like taking a bath, but it absolutely can if that is your form of self-care. Self-care could be going to the gym or doing yoga or doing a face mask or reading a book. It's doing something that you know is peaceful and calming and kind of realigns everything in you. So I love pampering myself. You guys are well aware I love face masks. It is like my mega self-care routine. I like to do them every day, really. But when I'm feeling this way, I just put the phone away, put some music on, wash my face completely, do like an absurdly long skincare routine. Because again, this is really good for me to do like a zoned out mundane task that I don't really need to think about but can zone out doing. And then it's also, I just am obsessed with skincare, so it's an enjoyable thing for me. So find something that you love. I love watching TV, but I know that this is gonna kind of have an adverse effect eventually because I'm not just gonna sit down when I'm feeling depressed and having anxiety and just watch like one show or one movie. I'll watch 18,000 hours of that show. And then I have those feelings of like self-loathing and feeling useless and just like a slob. So I try to limit this time, and by doing like a skincare routine, there's a beginning, there's an end. It has to stop. I can't do 18 face masks. I mean, I could. I probably would, but I shouldn't. You shouldn't. Don't do that. Sorry, this is so all over the place. I knew it would be. I didn't want to have notes. I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys one-on-one. I know this isn't one-on-one, but as one-on-one and authentic as it could be. So sorry if I'm like bopping back and forth all over the place. Another great thing for me is to kind of have a guided journaling technique. I've mentioned before, but my friend has a company, Spirit Daughter, and she makes these amazing new moon books. And you don't have to have any knowledge of astrology or really even fully believe in it to benefit from these books. But I guarantee if you try it, it will completely change your mind and you will become a believer. But her new moon journals, you know what? Let me grab one so I can show you it. 1 second. These are them. The white one is the new moon journal, and then I also have the Gemini full moon. And these are just so wonderful because they're not a lot of work. You're not doing like tons and tons of writing and filling out. It's such like, it's super thin. It's a quick and easy read. It will explain why the new moon in Sagittarius is important and what that means to us. And then they're always different, the different excerpts, but it's just really, really good to get focused. And then just at the way back end is an opportunity to journal. So there will be a prompt, there will be a question, and in this one it says, what old stories do you tell yourself that are untrue and need to be rewritten? They're always such simple prompts, but they tap in for me into a specific part of me, and I feel like I become possessed and I just like write and don't even think about what I'm writing. And that's when I know it's good because it's fully emotion based and just honest and raw and true. I will put her info in the description box so you guys can check them out. Another great thing that has helped me with my PMDD is CBD oil. You will not get high from CBD oil. There's no THC in it. Like I mentioned, the week leading up to my period is when I suffer from kind of the mental pains. And then once my period starts, or the day or so before it starts, is when the physical pain cripples me. So by feeling kind of useless for the week before my period and then starting my period, and maybe my mind feels good now, my body betraying me is just so overwhelming. And then I feel like that really prolongs the depression and anxiety because then I get depressed and anxious about the pain. So CBD oil has helped, one, to keep me calm when I'm having the anxiety and depression leading up to it, but then it's also really helping with the pain once my period does in fact start. I have CBD massage oil and I just like warming that up in my hands and kind of pressing it into my stomach, and then I get really awful pain in my lower back and honestly in my thighs and down to my knees. I know that sounds so extreme and you guys are gonna be like, whoa honey, what is wrong with you? I know. There's a lot. Okay, again, I'm sorry for this being so rambly. I should have made a kind of outline of what I was gonna talk about, but I just wanted to feel like, I was gonna say one-on-one, but this is obviously not one-on-one. I'm talking to a camera. But I guess just as real and authentic as it could be and feel like we are just sitting down and chatting. So if you guys do have more questions or you have advice, I would love to have a discussion in the comments below. I will answer any questions that I can, but also feel free to answer each other. I'm no expert in anything, so it's so nice having this community where we can feel comfortable. And I don't think I would ever have come to this conclusion and been so comfortable and understanding of what's going on in me if it wasn't for these videos. So I'm emotional, I'm on my period right now. But thank you guys so much for just always being willing to listen and offer your sincere advice and help out each other. I love watching you guys discuss things with each other or making each other feel better. If someone's like, oh, I go through this, I don't know, am I weird? And then like hundreds of you being like, no, homie, me too. It's just so nice that we have this bond, even though so many of us will never even get to meet face to face. All right, enough being soppy. Again, if you guys want to check out Yogaya and get a month free trial, be sure to click the link in the description box below. I love you guys so much and I will see you next week. Bye guys.